Hi guys, welcome back to She's Stitchin'. This is Melanie, and thank you for joining me today for our cobble stitch for the Just Another Crochet Along sample blanket. The stitch this week is very raised and very easy. It gets a lot of height there, and I pulled up our evenberry stitch. You can see it's pretty tall there, but this one is quite a bit more of a raised texture. And I also pulled up the post stitch, and you can see here also this one has much more texture than the post stitch as well. And here we have the floret stitch, which are also part of the sample blanket. But this one today, it is also single-sided, so it would be great for some sort of apparel if you'd like to make something. It is very warm and dense fabric that's created, and it's really not that many gaps or holes or anything like that. This sample for my blanket was out of the Caron 1 pound in the light sage, and I've used this Caron 1 pound so much that I've now had to re-roll using my Stanwood 10 ounce, and I've got a lot of play out of this yarn, and I'm very happy with it. But today for the video, I'm going to be using a Peaches and Cream in Emerald Energy. And I'm going to be using this because this is a great stitch for like a face scrubby or a washcloth, because this is the raised pattern there, and you can still see that it's not going to snag as much as some of the looser stitches might. So go ahead and grab your 4.5 hook if you're doing the crochet along with us, and crochet 31 stitches. If you're not doing the crochet along with us, you can choose any hook and size and yarn, but you're going to want to have a multiple of 2 plus 2. But in order to keep the crochet along size, I'm going to have you start off with 31. And we're going to place an extra single crochet on the side here, which is why it's a little bit off. But I wanted to make sure it would maintain the size to match up with the rest of our 30 stitch swatches. So I will meet you at the end of your chain of 31. Okay, so now I've got my 31 chain, and we're going to skip and go into the third bump. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and go in here. And this is also going to be the 29th bump, or the 29th chain. So 31, 30, 29. So we skip 3, and then all we're going to do is a single crochet, and that's in American terms. So the single crochet is going to be the insert your hook, yarn over and pull through a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So that's our single crochet, and we're going to count that first, those extra chains that we skipped, we're going to count that as a turning chain. So this first row of the pattern is going to be an entire row of single crochet. So go ahead and place 1 single crochet in each chain, and I will meet you at the other side. Okay, so now I have my row of 30 stitches. So it's 29 single crochet and then the turning chain on the end. Now if you're doing this in a different size, you're going to want to have an odd number of stitches for row 1. But for the crochet along, we try to keep all of our squares with 30 stitches. So we're going to just be working this up a little bit differently. Just 1 extra stitch, and I'll tell you which stitch you should omit if you are doing it differently. So for row 2, we're going to start off there by chaining 2 just off the end, and then turning. So if you're working the crochet along with us, the next step is to do a single crochet. And if you're not working the crochet along with us, just skip the single crochet. So for doing the crochet along with us, you're going to do a single crochet here. Okay, so now we have 2 stitches. And if you're not doing the crochet along with us, you're just still going to have this chain. And now we're going to head into the repetition of the pattern, which will create the bumps, and it's going to repeat the whole rest of this row. So in order to get the bump, we're going to do a yarn over 2, and we're going to do a treble crochet, which is American terms. In UK terms, that's going to be a double treble. So a treble crochet in American terms, you start with the yarn over twice, and then we're going to place it into the next stitch. And this entire pattern is worked 1 stitch per stitch. So we're not doing any double stitches in rows or anything like that. So we're going to have 2 yarns yarn over, and then we're going to insert into the top, so you're going to want to get through both sides of that V, yarn over and pull through one loop. And then we have 4 loops on. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Then yarn over again and pull through another 2, and yarn over and pull through the last 2. So you can see that that height, that's a much taller stitch than that single crochet, and then that's what's creating the texture. So the next thing we're going to do is do a single crochet in that next step. So you place your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 2, and that's going to pull that loop down. So let's go ahead and do that treble crochet one more time. This is what we're going to do the whole rest of the way. Treble crochet, single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet. So the treble stitch again is you yarn over twice, you insert your hook, yarn over and pull a loop through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. And then our next stitch is the single crochet. Now let's turn around our work and I will show you. Those are the beginnings of the raised pattern that we're going to see. So let's go ahead and finish this all the way across this row. So we yarn over twice for the treble crochet, insert our hook, yarn over, pull loop through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. And then our next stitch is a single crochet. And all of that texture is going to be being created on the back side of this stitch. So we yarn over twice, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and then do a single crochet. So I think you should be able to have that by now, and I will meet you on the other side. Okay, so I've reached the end of the row and I've got 2 spaces left here that I want to do with you. So the last stitch I did was a single crochet, and then we're going to do another treble crochet. So yarn over twice and place in the stitch, yarn over, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. So you always want to make sure that the last stitch is going to be a single crochet. Otherwise the shape of the blanket or square, whatever you're working on, isn't going to be straight. So we're going to want to place a single crochet in the end here. So this is the end of that turning chain that we did before, of those skip chains that we made last time. And you're going to want to make sure that you get through 2 of the loops here on this. It's a little bit hard with this hook and the cotton. There we go. So do the single crochet, oops, single crochet. So that's the end of row 2. And when we flip that over, you can see that that pattern, the bumps, are really starting to come through. Okay? Okay, so what we're going to do now is chain 2, and then we'll turn it. And then row 3 is going to be single crochets all the way across. So we're going to skip this first turning chain, or this first space here, because we're going to count the chain 1 or the chain 2 as a stitch. So don't go in that first space, but go into this next one, which is the treble crochet, the top of the treble crochet, and do just single crochets all the way across. So on this row, it is kind of easy to skip a stitch on accident, because the V's from the treble crochet are quite a bit larger than the V's from the single crochet, the loops. So make sure you're getting in every stitch, and make sure you're going through the back loop and the front loop. Okay, so we'll just do single crochets all the way across, and I will meet you at the other side. Okay, so now I've reached the end of row 3, and I went back and made sure that there's the right number of stitches. So I've got 29 single crochet plus my turning chain. It's always something that's pretty important to do. And then you can see once we put that row of single crochets in, it really does make those treble crochets, it makes them start to stick up quite a bit more. So from here on out, the whole rest of the pattern is going to be repeating row 2 and row 3. So let's go ahead then and repeat row 2. So we're going to chain 2 and turn. So you can kind of start to see now that this side has more of a flat area, and that's because we're trying to keep the crochet along to match up. So if you're not doing the crochet along with us, skip this next stitch. But if you're doing this crochet along, we're going to start off with a single crochet, and we're going to place it into that second place there. So single crochet into here. Only if you're doing the crochet along with us. And then our next step for everybody to do is a treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to go into that next space and place in there, yarn over, pull a loop through, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two. Oops, I split the yarn out. There we go. And then single crochet. So let's go ahead and keep doing that all the way across. So we're repeating row 2, so that means treble crochet, single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet, all the way across. Single crochet and treble crochet. Okay, get a little bit extra yarn here. Okay, so I apologize for that background noise. My husband has gone back to work this week, which is great news and scary news at the same time, because we're in the middle of our coronavirus. And so just go ahead and finish this off. Please excuse my son's playing in the background. All right, so I will meet you at the end of this row just to make sure that you're getting the endings and the startings right. But this is basically everything that you need, so I'll meet you at the other side. Alright, I'm almost to the end of the row here with you guys, and I'm just going to do the last 2 stitches with you. You can see where we're going to put them right there in that last bit of the turning chain. So the last 2 stitches of the rows are always going to be a treble crochet and then a single crochet. Okay, and that finishes off our row. So we had row 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the end of row 4. And for row 5, we're going to repeat row 3, which is just single crochets all the way across. So we're going to start by chaining 2, and we skip that first stitch and go into this next one here. And that should be everything you need to know for this stitch. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And again, I want to invite you to our Just Another Crochet group on Facebook, where everybody is sharing their results. And you can also ask me questions there. I also have an Instagram, a Tumblr, and a TikTok where I've been sharing photos of what I've been working on. And I think that's about it. If anybody asks where I am until next week, just tell them she's stitching.